one stop, a family shop. Think Thayer, come on, let's get rolling. Come on, let's get moving. Think Thayer.
Hello and welcome to Falcon Weekly here on BGSUFalcons.com. I'm Evan Pivnik, joined by the head coach of the Bowling Green Falcons, Chris Bergeron. Coach, a nice weekend for the Falcons, a sweep against the Northern Michigan University Wildcats. Just talk about the weekend as a whole before we get into each game individually.
Well, I agree with you. You know, you win 2 games on a weekend, you feel good about that. Obviously, the way it ended on Saturday was not the way it was scripted out, but we'll take the win for sure. I actually thought the weekend as a whole, from the beginning of Friday to the end of Saturday, was our 2 most solid efforts back to back. We created a bunch of chances. I thought we defended pretty well. There's still that play or those couple of plays that we'd like to tighten up on. And Saturday night, I thought Northern Michigan exposed us for that and took advantage of it and scored some goals. And it was nice to see the power play kind of keep rolling a little bit. We didn't get many opportunities Saturday, but I thought Friday we played well in the power play. So you know, overall a good weekend. I really am a believer in Northern Michigan's team and always have been in their program. And anytime you can get 2 wins back-to-back against that team, I don't care what rank it's in, it's a big weekend.
Defensively, Mark Freeman had himself a nice weekend, 2 goals and assists. How nice is it to see him actually scoring more than just giving assists?
Well, assists are fine with me. I mean, we would like to have some offense created by our back end. And you know, it's been hard for Mark and Sean. They're adapting to more minutes this year than they had last year, and that's just real. We've dressed 5D probably half the games this year, if not right around there, and that puts onus on them and stress on them, and that's hard to create to play a whole lot of offense when you're playing that many minutes. At least I think, but it's nice to see him contributing. I know that's what he wants. And you know, we expect that from him, but first and foremost, he's a defenseman and we want him to defend. The fact that he's chipping in offensively is a good thing, especially for us, a team that's kind of struggled to score goals 5-on-5 and on the power play. So it's good to see that. We knew he was capable. It was just a matter of when and not if. And you know, hopefully he can keep that going because I think it really helps our offense overall.
Let's talk about the ending of Saturday night's game. Falcons are shorthanded, 5 seconds to go. Mitch McLean throws the puck to the front of the net. Have you ever seen any sort of ending like that before?
No, I really haven't, Evan. The call, I haven't watched the call. 2 minutes to go, that I've seen. You know, when you look at our last 4 games, we've won 2 of the 4 in overtime. One was on a power play, one was shorthanded. You just don't see that much. And I really felt like Mitchell had a pretty good weekend. It was probably his best effort from start to finish, Friday to Saturday. He wasn't rewarded with any points, if at all. If he had a couple, maybe. But to get that goal, I know it was rewarding for him, and for me, it was nice to see it go in.
And just to wrap up the weekend as a whole, and you come into this weekend against Minnesota State, a team that obviously topped the rankings in WCHA. They won the WCHA last year. How do you prepare for them, and what do you do differently, if anything at all?
Well, we really don't do much differently in preparation. We talk about some of their players and their team, and they're the standard as far as I'm concerned in this new WCHA. I mean, they've been the regular season champion once out of 2 years. They've been the playoff champion both years out of the 2 we've had so far. They're a team that we're chasing around, and we have 4 games against them this year, starting this Friday night. So we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but this is a good litmus test for us to see where we are at the beginning of December, and I hope our guys look at it as such. We're not going to build it up to be a bigger weekend than any other weekend, but it is a good test for us for a team that we're looking up at in the standings. And you know, the way we talk about this group is any team can hurt you if you're not playing the game the way you want to play it. This team especially so. Their special teams are outstanding. Their top players, Bluger, Gervais, Nelson on the back end. They'll hurt you if you don't do things the right way. And for us, we have to do things the right way or our way to give ourselves a good chance against anybody. Just Minnesota State makes it just that much more. They'll really expose you if you're not doing things right.
Chris Nell, 2 starts this past weekend, 2 wins. Likely going to see him this weekend as well. What'd you like from him over this past weekend and going into this weekend?
Well, first of all, I don't know who we're going to see this weekend, so we'll say that. I know what you're saying. I like the fact that he got results this weekend. I don't love some of the goals that went in. There was a time there where, according to the the shot clock in our building. There was 23 or 24 shots over the course of 5.5 periods, and they had 5 goals. I mean that's not something that we're looking for with our goaltending. So we want that better, and I think there's a couple of saves that come to mind I'd like to see him make. Now, with that being said, at 3-3, he seemed to take the game over. I don't think we got loose, Evan, as much as Northern really pushed the last 10, 12 minutes. And Chris made some really good saves. And then, in overtime, he was there and solid. So I think it's just a matter of bringing it all together. Like you look at the way he played the beginning of the year, he's probably playing better than his record showed, and the team wasn't playing great in front of him. And I think the team's starting to play a little bit better in front of him, and he's getting results, and his game isn't quite as sharp as it was. So let's bring it all together and get him at the top of his game, get us playing where we're supposed to be playing, and, we'll take our chances doing it that way.
Well, Coach, I appreciate the time and best luck this weekend against the Mavericks.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.